Welcome back, everyone. Jackie Robinson on that music there by Cab Calloway, I believe.
All right.
And I'm Marvin Jackson, along with Alena, Neves, and Dwayne Sims. Dwayne is going to enlighten us about his organization, what it's all about, and the big event coming up this summer on July 30th. But first, let's talk about the Negro Leagues. I mean, we were just sitting here talking about the history.
Yes, correct.
And I was saying the Negro Leagues back in the day were like Motown to black people, you know.
That's right.
And talk about this. Talk about how Jackie Robinson came into the majors, and a little bit about the history.
Right, and we was having that same discussion. Remember, we were talking about Ernie Banks.
Yeah, Ernie Banks. I really didn't understand. I guess maybe I didn't really make the connection as to how impactful the Negro Leagues were on actual Major League Baseball, and I think that's really, really interesting that people know that.
Yes, yes. And Roy Campanella. You know, I think what happened is the Negro League was integrated. So also whites, Cubans, Hispanics. You can go down through history from the 1920s. Prior to the 1920s, 1909, they had the Colored Professional League. And that was so important because baseball, that's what I want. We said it's America's baseball game. Negro League is part of American baseball history. During the Civil War, people didn't know, they played baseball. The Union soldiers actually played baseball. Yeah. That was the pastime. That's why they call it America's pastime. And the thing about it is you can be short, tall, doesn't matter. You know, you don't have to be the tallest person to run bases. You might be too slow.
Yeah, right.
Stealing bases. It's the fun in Major League Baseball.
It's a lot of
It's a collection, a real collection of skills.
Yeah.
Negro League was stealing bases. Major League Baseball was not.
I know. And it's that, you know, we were talking about the Negro Leagues because of that exciting brand of baseball.
That's correct.
They were actually outdrawing the Major Leagues.
Comiskey Park, we talking about in the 50s. 50,000 people filling up. Well, I'm not knocking Major League Baseball now, but you can just ask them, 50,000 people in a baseball stadium to see America's game? And then one of the things is I want to refer to Ken Burns, what was so interesting. We really got to know more about our history because they showed that blacks and whites were in the same stadium. I've always, when I've got introduced, that, we were segregated here and there, but no, I actually seen film footage. So I want to go to Sam Lacey, if it wasn't for the sports writers and the newspapers, because we really didn't have film and video and be able to have talk shows like this is so important to our community, but they documented things that I can almost smell with peanut butter and peanuts and popcorn, because everybody ate peanut butter there. See, peanuts, historically, that was a fine, but it was sold to the game. We're talking about revenue. We're talking about all the simple things we take for granted now and have no thought about it. It's part of the American breadbacks.
But you were saying that they were filling up the stadiums more on the Negro League than Major League was filling up.
I'm looking here at this picture right here with all these fans here, and look how they dress.
Cigars.
I mean,
so
this was a big outing.
I can imagine they were talking about some of the players doing the autograph, signing $1 for each and signing 1,000 signatures at the actual game. How they dressed. And this dressing that you see here is here at Griffith Stadium, here in the nation's capital.
Where the Homestead Grays
Homestead Grays was their home place that they played, even though they were from Pennsylvania, but they decided the revenue.
Josh Gibson.
Revenue.
Because of the
bring baseball game to the big cities. Chicago.
And the big names were Josh Gibson.
That's correct.
And my favorite, Cool Papa Bell.
The legendary, legendary James Cool Papa Bell. His daughter told me to say that.
That's right, you met her.
She told me, Connie told me, don't you ever come out, you use legendary if you're going to talk about my daddy.
But Dwayne, speak to the fact that there are some players that are still living, like the Willie Mays, the Hank Aaron's, that even started out.
And they started out.
They started there. And what is important with baseball is like, you know, and I think for all communities, you wouldn't think about the color of your skin if you went out there and you were just seeing somebody throw that ball and, oh, wow, and get interested in it. Willie Mays' father played in the Negro League. So most of these folks in the days, 50, they didn't go see football. They didn't go see basketball. The Sunday was spent at the game, the big game. Saturday was at the when Dusty was talking about music. They were with the musicians.
And Sundays after church,
after
baseball.
church dress.
Baseball.
It was baseball.
At the
So
ballpark.
Billie
Every
Holiday,
Sunday.
Wow.
Billie Holiday in Baltimore singing on a Saturday night. And her audience is the Negro League team that's going to hit the field after church on Sunday. That was the relationship in the communities.
Wow.
Well, I
That's
tell you what,
incredible.
we have a big Saturday coming up, and
July
I want
30th.
you to talk about that
Yes.
and why people should come out.
Well, we're going to have 5 Negro League ball players play back in the 50s. One of them, Levi, they used to have Hank Aaron's number hanging up from the Indianapolis Clowns on their bus when they used to go play their games back in the 50s. So they'll also be doing autograph signings, and then we have former collegiate players, former major league players playing in throwback uniforms for the love of the game.
Oh, that's nice.
They're coming here to
That's
gather
exciting.
to honor these
Yeah.
players. And then we threw in a little dazzle. We're going to have an auto car show. Old antiques for the 1950s. How about that? I like to bring about the environment. I want them to have the experience of the game. And we're also honoring the veterans because they have sacrificed so much for our families. And they can call you.
And bringing in that car thing. That's
Yes.
probably what they did back in the day.
They
with
did
the
do
Negro.
that.
They did do things like that.
I have
I'm
photos
sure.
of cars just lined up, not little cars. Those big, big cars, big Cadillacs.
Cadillacs with the
Because we did well in those
wings
days.
on the side.
So
Golden
before
time.
we go,
Yes.
talk about the where, when, time, all that good stuff.
Prince George's Stadium, which
Where
is
the
the
Bay
home
Sox-
of the Bay Sox. We'll be there. Show up at 11. You get to come to the car show. It's open free to the public, actually. And then at 2 o'clock, we're going to start the game. Gates open at 1. So you can come out there and actually, I tell everybody, bring your little cell phones. You know, everybody, I bring cameras. Capture this moment in life while they're still living and breathing among us.
Right. Yeah. And what better place to have it than the DMV?
And we're going to
have
hear
this
your
big
voice.
I'll be there
We're going to hear
along
your
with
voice.
Winston Cheney.
With Winston Cheney
Yeah,
out
we'll
there.
be out there
Winston.
talking on the mic.
I got Jim Loke
Yeah.
from Fox 5. He's actually a
Yeah.
sportscaster. He's coming out there to join us.
Oh, that's
We have the
nice.
honorary first pitch.
It's a lot
Yes.
of fun. It's a
Yes.
big event, a lot
Giving
of
back
fun.
to the community. That's
And,
been my goal.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. So come out and fill up the stands and
That's
just have
right.
a good time.
Have a good
When's the
time.
day again? When is
That's going to be July 30th on a Saturday.
Saturday. Okay.
Even if it drizzles a little bit, they play baseball. You know, they play in the drizzle.
That's right.
We're not
That's right.
scared.
We put
Negro
our
League
baseball
players
caps
played in
on,
the storm.
right?
They played in the
It
storm in the
doesn't
mud.
All right, well, come
Yes.
out, everyone, and have a wonderful time. There's something for everyone.
Yes.
Thanks, Alena and Dwayne,
Thank
for
you.
being
My
here. I
pleasure.
appreciate
Always.
you
Wonderful
all.
show. Thank you.
Great guests.
Yes,
and
thank you.
thanks to Dusty Baker, too.
Yes.
What a
True
great
spirit.
time we had
True
spending
spirit.
with him.
True
I'll
spirit.
see you around the diamond. I'm Marvin Jackson. Take care, everybody.